Hello everyone, and welcome to the channel, and welcome to today's video, the putting stroke simplified. Now, this putter that I have in my hand, this club that we all have in our bags, is the club that we use the most, but I find that we practice the least. I know it's not very glamorous to get on the putting green and work on this club, but we got to dedicate ourselves if we want to lower our scores to spend a little more time with this club here. I'm going to simplify the putting stroke for us all, help you to make more putts just like I did here. Let's have some fun. The putting stroke simplified. So in this video, we're going to learn how to simplify what we need to do here on the putting green to increase our chances of making more putts. And the first thing we got to do is get a good setup. Number one, setup. I've got a couple alignment rods here on the ground. I recommend you try this. And I've built a little road here. So I've stood behind here, lined these guys up to the reed that I believe, or the break that this ball is going to take, going with the slope of the green. So I stood behind, I've done that. Now I've got a little road right here. And this road, we want to line up our toes parallel to the road. We want to line up our knees parallel to this road. We want to line up our hips parallel to this road and our shoulders parallel to this road. We want to make sure we get a good setup. So as I'm working on my stroke, I want to make sure my setup's correct. Another note on our setup, make sure you're standing the correct distance away from the golf ball. We don't want to be standing back too far. We don't want to be standing too close. Good rule of thumb, make sure as you bend over, your eyes are looking directly down at that golf ball. So I'm going to demonstrate that. I'm going to line up my toes, get my knees, my hips, and my shoulders parallel. Put my putter down, bend over at my waist, get close enough to where my eyes are directly over the golf ball. That's step number one on improving our putting stroke. Step number two in simplifying our putting stroke is keeping our head still through the stroke. Watch my hat right here as I make a putting stroke here. I'm gonna get my good setup as we talked. Watch my hat. Notice how long my hat stayed right here long after the ball was gone, and then I looked up when the ball was almost in the hole. We got to keep our head still as we make that putting stroke. It is so important that we get out here on the green and practice these steps, practice these disciplines. You know, do what we're doing here, because let's say, for example, I get up here and I've got this 8-foot putt for eagle. I see this often, including myself. The juices are flowing. I don't make a lot of eagles. But when I do, and I've got a great chance here, I want to make it. Or maybe you're putting for birdie. You know, this is a great opportunity. The juices are flowing. You just hit a great shot to get you here. You want to finish it off. And don't let this happen to you. You get up here, you have great setup, you get in your routine, and then you do something like this. And I'd say most of us have. My juices are already flowing. My adrenaline's up. I'm probably going to hit this putt a little bit harder than normal. But the bigger fault is I wanted to see it, and I just raised my head up way too soon. Don't let this happen to you. Now I've got a tough one to coming back, and now I've even got more pressure on myself because I just blew that by. Keep that head still through the putting stroke. Step number three in simplifying our putting stroke is unison. We got to get the putter, our hands, our arms, and our shoulders working together in unison, and we got to practice that. We cannot get up here and have independent movements of our hands and our wrists. Many of you struggle with this. You'll get up here and you'll flip with your wrist. We're trying to take out variables in our putting stroke. A great way to practice this is to simply set your putter down. Go ahead and bend over in your putting stroke. Put both your hands together like this, and then just practice rocking your shoulders back and through. If you notice, I am not making full swing movements here. I'm not engaging my lower body. We don't want to do this in the putting stroke. Many of you struggle with that. We got to put our hands together like this and simply use our abdominal muscles to rock our shoulders back and through. Watch my hips. My hips are not turning. This is simply keeping everything together in unison, rocking and rolling. I'm going to rock my shoulders, roll the ball, little rock and roll. Again, step number three is unison on simplifying and improving that putting stroke. So I've given you 3 steps to simplify your putting stroke, but those will do you no good unless you go out and practice them. Again, like I said in the opening, that the putting green, it may not be real glamorous to get out on here. Matter of fact, you go to the golf course, you see the majority of people hit the driving range, and that's important. You got to get out there and spend your time, otherwise you'll never get to the green, but you need to spend a little more time on the putting green and work on your putting stroke. Because again, this is the most used club in our bags. We got to spend a little more time on it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Remember to push that subscribe button, that like button. Thank you again for watching. Be sure to check out other videos on our channel. Remember to smile often, have fun. God loves you. We will see you next time.